So there was some news over the weekend. God, I thought we were done talking about this guy. Truly, I thought we were done talking about this guy. And as that's coming from someone who's defended him. You know, this is clearly what I feel like I've been as a broadcaster, an opinionist, is my ability to change how I feel on the fly. Because I really couldn't care about being right. I'd rather be right. But I'm more interested in the words of the great Colin Cowherd in getting it right. Because what's the point of having an opinion if you can't just admit when you're wrong? So Jusuf Nurkić was a guy I defended at the beginning of the year because I didn't think he was the reason for this team falling apart. I thought, especially last year, superb passer, pretty good around the rim, getting rebounds, although had issues finishing around the rim. But my argument has always been this team isn't going to rely on Jusuf Nurkić and how well he is as a center in the NBA. It's always going to center around the big three. This team will go as the big three goes. Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and I understand there are some people in the chat who don't like me saying the big three. But just for sake of argument's purposes, that's what I'm going to call them. Those three guys is how the season was going to go. How good they are, how bad they were, was going to show how much success or lack thereof they were going to have in the season this year. Not Nurkić. He's a role player. He's an overpaid big man. I never once left that argument, which was very clearly that Jusuf Nurkić was an overpaid big. But he was less of an overpaid big than that being of one Deandre Ayton. Nurkić, at some point, you just got to send the guy home because he's become a cancer for this Suns team. And pre-game, he gave some comments to that being of one Dwayne Rankin, who, real hat tip, has had, he's always had really good reporting, but even recently has just been giving out some real nuggets of information, whether it was trade talk or whether it's inside that locker room. He's just been so good. And it's why I tell people to stop listening to the fake reporters of the world, the Evan Sideries, or the people that cryptically write out stuff in Twitter posts and try to act like they have information when they don't. Dwayne Rankin, the Gerald Bourguets, the John Gambadoros. The people that are actually connected with the team are the people you should listen to, not the people that throw out subliminal messages to try to make you think they knew what they were talking about when they never did. Nurkić gave some comments talking about the relationship with Mike Budenholzer. And here's kind of what it said. We don't have a relationship, so it's fine for me. Just be a pro and do the best I can. Work and stay ready for whatever it might be. But there is no chaos or bringing that to this team. They already have plenty of it. Trying to be as professional as I can as someone who works my ass off for something else. That quote is so funny, and I'll throw it back up on the screen because he says he is currently a member of this team. And he says, but there is no chaos or bringing it to this team. They already have plenty of it. Nurkić is currently on the team, and he's using they as if he's not on the team. And the idea of saying you're not going to be a distraction, they already have enough of it, just shows you're being a distraction. Because you're saying they already have enough of it. I don't actually know if the Suns have issues in their locker room. I can speculate. I can think they can, but I don't actually know because I'm not in the locker room. At some point, we just have the same issues with Nurkić, who just revealed this team has issues in the locker room. The more things change, the more things stay the same. Jusuf Nurkić and Deandre Ayton have become the same player. DA with Monty Williams, Nurkić now with Coach Budenholzer. Both had issues struggling around the rim, both had issues with physicality, and both think they're better than they actually are. And Nurkić, here are his next comments, which is, it's hard to understand why, in regards to him being benched. As you know, I try to do whatever they want from me. I play my role, whatever it is, but at the end of the day, it's the NBA. So he wrapped up with that. It was a really good article. I encourage you to go listen to it, but it's just nonsense. I'm so sick of Jusuf Nurkić and him trying to act like he is being blamed for the Suns season. Dude, you're not good enough for the Suns season to be put on you. You've been pulled out of the rotation because you're bad under the paint, you don't fit with this team, and physicality, you lack it. And it was one thing when Deandre Ayton did it, because Deandre Ayton was superbly talented. He just never put any of it all together, which is, just as bad as the Nurkić situation at times. But it's just ridiculous. Nurkić has become a distraction for this team, both on the court and off the court. On the court for his play, and off the court for comments like this. And the clear lack of self-awareness, something Deandre Ayton struggled with all the time. At some point, it's just funny. You're currently on the team, and you're saying they have enough issues as it is. You're on the team, man. That means you have issues too. Throwing Coach Budenholzer under the bus like that, it's a guy that has to go. I don't care if that means a trade. Clearly, I wish the guy did get traded. I don't care if it's sending him home or suspending him for comments detrimental to the team. But this guy's a clown. He is what he is. He's just a clown. Ivan in the chat, he's a victim. King Nacho going after Beal once again. Nothing to do with this conversation, but still kind of funny. At some point, the Suns just need to send this guy home. Him and Deandre Ayton are one of the same, and one guy you put up with because of the talent, this guy doesn't even have that. So with that being said, that was my comments, or that was my thoughts on Nurkić. It just gets old after a while, where with Deandre Ayton, it was just like, okay, sure, Deandre, after everything he said, I'm dominating. And now with Nurkić talking about how he's not going to be a distraction of the team, quickly, Bradley Beal, his comments about moving to the bench where I'm not going to be a distraction, I'm not going to be an a-hole, it's fine, I'll just move to the bench. And that was that, right? And that was the right way to handle it. I'm just going to move to the bench. Nurkić went out of his way to point out the Suns have issues in the locker room. That I can't. I don't actually know that's true. It's just me guessing until someone tells me. Nurkić decided to be a good idea to tell me. So, lack of professionalism for a guy like Jusuf Nurkić.